Hello gardening friends, welcome to Backyard Basics. I'm John Dromgoole. One of the common questions for me at this time of the year is, when do I prune back my lantana or other native plants or even the other perennials or the grasses? This is a good time to be starting that process. If you have a lot of them, then you'll need to start now in order to finish right on time. Finishing on time is about the new growth beginning to emerge. So, as you can see, some of the larger lantanas can be cut all the way to the ground. With several good cuts, you can take them to the ground. And to make those cuts, you need some tools. And here's a long handle lopper right here. This is a very good tool. I've been using it a long time, and I like the wooden handles. They just feel so nice to have a nice wooden handle. And then this other one here is a shear. Now, when you use the shears, I like to use the one with the wavy blade, because the ones with the straight blade, when you're cutting something, can slip away from you. So this one right here with that nice wave in it holds the plant in place better, and then you get a nice clean cut every time. You're not doing that cut over and over. So this is the one that I like to use. If you already have the other one, fine, you don't need to go out and buy a new one. But again, the wooden handle, that just feels good after working for a long time. And so that lantana is cut all the way to the ground because it's going to sprout really nicely. So after a few years, you change the style of cutting that lantana back. Here's one that I took home this fall, and I'm going to be pruning it now because the timing, whether it's in the ground or in a container, is the same. And what this does also is it stimulates some new growth. You don't want some of this dead wood in there when it's beginning to grow again. It's just not very attractive. And so I'll get in here with some nice little bypass pruners, and then just take it down. Even though there's some leaves right in there, I'll take it down. One of the things you can look for, though, is where there might be some new growth beginning to come out. So it doesn't take long. You just get in here, make some nice cuts near the base. You can see the new growth that's coming up right there. There's a little dead piece, so that's coming out. I'm going to leave this one with the double, begins to spread out that way. Here's another one. It's not quite as complicated as roses. You know, you don't need to be looking at those little buds and the directions that they come out in, because this is going to come up from the base very nicely. And even that new growth right there, I'm going to take it off. And you know, it's not so radical, but it looks like it. If you're doing this for the first time, it looks like you almost cut the plant away. But that's the best thing you can do for it, is take it down and let that new growth come from the base. Even the salvias. Here's a container one, but in your landscape, they deserve to be cut back too, because it'll stimulate a lot of new growth on the salvias. So I'll take them down. You can see right here, it's a good place to cut. There's some new growth going to come out of there. It's the dead wood that we're taking off of there. You know, the grasses also need to be cut back. As we get into the 1st of February, it's a good time to be doing that kind of work too. And so what we'll do is, you'll find some of those that are brown out in the landscape. It's time to take them down. And once again, we use the long handle shear right here. And we'll just cut it until we get it down into a nice little mound. And so in this case, we're getting rid of the winter kill on the grasses. There are some evergreens like this one right here, and they don't really need to be cut back, because the new growth is going to come out and blend very nicely with the foliage and look good. So if it's one that's beginning to turn entirely brown, get that winter kill off of there. That new fresh growth is going to come out, and it's going to be a really good looking plant for you. Do not be afraid to do some hard cuts on these things. They really require that, and they benefit from it too. For the Backyard Basics, I'm John Dromgoole. I'll see you next time.